Hi guys, right, I haven't been on for a little while as you know. Check out the other video for that, the one previous to this. That kind of explains everything. It is what it is. So I just want to touch upon a couple of things. Um, Obviously it's to do with the SARMs, so just want to keep things on track with that. Um, First and foremost, I actually want to mention something that one of the subscribers to this channel called Paul. Hi Paul, how you doing, mate? It's a question that he brought up, or not even a question. It was things to do with the Osterin that he's been taking. Uh, Now, I've been taking Osterin, as has Paul. Um, I've been taking it 20 milligram doses. Okay. I did this from day one. I didn't build up. I took it day one, 20 milligrams, because that's what I'd read that, the best results I was going to get, etc., etc. So that's what I did with my research. My research said 20 milligrams, I've taken 20 milligrams. So Paul has started on 10 milligrams. Paul was a little bit shaky with things, and he wanted to see how it was going to affect him and what he did and how it all worked and all that kind of stuff. Because he was the same as me. He tried doing research and nothing came of it. Or he found very little. He found things that he wasn't quite sure about and he didn't really know what was going on, etc., etc. So, he wanted to be a bit careful. He started taking the 10 milligram dose of Osterin. I think, if I remember rightly, Paul, it was about a week after I started doing this YouTube video, or this YouTube channel, I should say. Um, so, what he has found is that his sleep is a little bit unsettled. Um, he's feeling, he's not feeling himself. He's feeling a little bit, as you could sort of say, out of sorts. Now, Paul has decided to push on a little bit with it. Paul, let me know how you're getting on with that, by the way. Um, and he was going to sort of see if things were going to change, if it was going to sort of get into his system, and he was going to be able to cope with it. So I don't know how that's went because Paul hasn't got in touch yet. But as I say, Paul, get in touch, leave a comment below, and then we can all sort of share from your experience. Uh, but then he said that he might stop the Osterin. Okay, as I say, he's only on 10 milligrams, so it's not a high dose by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a high dose. But then there's not really anything to compare it to as such. I've been taking 20 milligrams. I've been fine, absolutely fine. No sleep problems, no weight problems, there's no gyno, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No headaches, nothing. I'm absolutely fine. On par, so on and so forth. If anything, I'm actually getting the results or starting to get the results that I've been after, which you can't really sort of tell at the moment, but you know what I mean, we'll leave that to a later video, because I want to do the full cycle of Osterin first. I do have before and after, or I do have before photographs that I'm going to pop up. That's going to be happening, as I say, when I get to the end of the cycle. But this is kind of leading me on to something else now. But before I start on that, as I say, Paul, if you could drop us a little comment on the down below, down there, um, just let us know how you're getting on. Have you carried on with your Osterin? If so, what's happening with it? If not, tell us why not. What side effects you've been getting off it, so on and so forth. As I say, because this is your guys' channel, like everybody out there, this is your channel. You're the guys who are actually adding to this. All I'm doing is giving you guys a voice, for want of a better way of putting it, and sort of experimenting on myself a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But I will say one thing. I have actually upped my Osterin to 30 milligrams a day now. Okay. I feel bigger. I feel tighter. I feel harder. Whether I look at it or not is a different matter, but there's a lot of people who've been noticing the difference, like my general size, if you like. And I'm keeping it. I'm keeping that size, which is nice. I mean, there's been a couple of days where I've been a bit down, I've been feeling a bit ill, I've been a bit nauseous, or whatever reason. It's all basically attached to what has happened in the past month or so. Again, check out my previous video for that. You'll understand why. I'm not preaching to anybody. I know everybody goes through hard times. But it's just to give you an idea. The reason why I'm saying all of this is because I don't want this to be affecting the outcome of the Austrian. So if there is any kind of negative effect in any way, shape or form, then I want to know where it's attached to and how it's affected me. As it stands at the minute, it hasn't really affected me that much. I felt a bit flat when I was feeling a bit down and so on and so forth, but I think that's just natural anyways. But as I say, I've gone up to 30 milligrams, absolutely fine. Still no headaches, still nothing like that. Not that I'm expecting that to happen. I'm just saying there's no headaches. Feeling a bit tighter, feeling a bit harder in my body. It could be that I'm growing. It could be that. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. But yeah. So anyway, moving on. That's that. I'm looking at seeing if I can move straight from the Austrian, because I've only got a gram of it, so I'm taking it in milligrams, obviously. So yeah, is it a gram or is it 10 grams? I'd have to go and check on my little vial of it. I think it might be 10 grams, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what size I bought. So that being said, I want to make sure that I can move on to a different SARM. The SARM I'm looking at, but only looking at the moment, is S4. I don't know what its chemical sort of, I mean, I know Austrian is MK288 or something like that. I know this all seems a bit vague, but without everything in front of me, I can't remember because I don't look at it every day. I just take the powder. But you guys know where I'm coming from anyway. So I will have all the relevant information. It will be on track. It will be on par, and I will be written down so that I can say verbatim, this is what I'm taking and this is how I'm taking it. Okay? So it won't be as vague, if you like. Excuse me. Because I want you guys to have a reference. S4 allegedly is a lot stronger than Austrian. So we'll have to wait and see how this is going to play out. All right? But I will tell you when I'm going to be taking it. I will tell you when I'm going to be ordering it. And I will tell you all the relevant information that I've found out about it, because I'm still doing my research on it as we speak. So, that being said, there is another sort of part to this video. The main part, I'm going to make this as quickly as possible, mainly because apparently I only get 15 minutes, because I did make a video about 2 or 3 days ago, and I tried to post it up, and it was like 25 minutes long, and YouTube wouldn't let me put it up, because it was over 15 minutes. Now, I didn't realise this. I don't know why. I've seen other videos and they're like, an hour and a half long. Who knew? So, as I say, the other part of this is, I want just to touch upon something. I was down in the Metro Centre in Gateshead at the weekend, on Saturday. Okay? I went to a fitness shop there. If any of you guys are from the Newcastle area, or if anybody has been to the Metro Centre, you'll probably know the place that I'm talking about, because I think it's the only place in there. Right next to Doc Black's, the goth shop. So I went in there and I asked the guy behind the counter, do you know anything about SARMs? Do you have any Austrian? He said, you are the second guy who's come in here this week, or this past 2 weeks or something along those lines, who's asked me about this. This guy said that he knew nothing about SARMs or Austrian. So he said, what is it? I said, well, it's an androgen receptor module. It's one of these things that, it adheres to the bone, muscle, blah, blah, blah. And he said, so it's a steroid. I said, no, it's not a steroid. He said, well, do you need PCT with it? I said, no, you don't need PCT with it. If anybody who doesn't know what PCT is, it's post-cycle therapy, or post-cycle treatment, not therapy. Treatment. So if you get like man boobs and all that kind of stuff, if you get like sore nipples and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So it's that kind of thing. So basically, it's the if you did steroids, for example, and you are taking testosterone ethylate, I think it is. It's an aromatizer. So aromatizing means, basically, cut a long story short, your body produces more estrogen. Okay, so therefore, you've got to take PCT. You have to take a PCT with it. Otherwise, you're going to end up literally with boobs, okay, with breasts. And you get very sore nipples, apparently. I've never taken steroids, but this is what happens. I've seen lots of things about them. I've seen lots of things to do with all this kind of stuff. And I've read up on it, which is probably the main thing for me. So anyway, this guy said, so it's a steroid. I said it's not. He said, well, do you need to use PCT with it? I said, no, you don't. I said, I've read up on it for like 2-3 months now, or before I started taking it, and I've been taking it for little over a month, I believe. And he said, well, it sounds like it's a steroid. And he said, I think it's illegal, so you shouldn't be taking it. And I said, well, it's not illegal because I've already checked it on the websites. I've already done all my research, etc., etc., etc. Again, cutting a long story short, this guy was 51 years of age. He'd been in the weight training business for a little while, from what he'd said to me. You know, that he's done it. He's been there and seen that, and he's done it, etc., etc. Which I had no doubt. You know, he wasn't a big guy, but he had. You could see he lifted weight. Let's put it that way. This guy was convinced that Ostarine is illegal in this country. He was also convinced that it was a steroid, and he was also convinced that you had to use PCT. Now, this guy has his own right of opinion. Everybody does. I'm not disputing that. What I am disputing is when it's a misinformed opinion. Yeah? So, if somebody who knew nothing about it, even though this powder, this, I don't know what you call it, drug, supplement, what we're going to call this, has been around for 9 years, so it's relatively new, has been around for 9 years. This guy knew nothing about it. All right. Now, I was the second guy who came into the shop in about 2 weeks or so. And the only time he'd heard about it or started to hear about it was this first guy who'd come into his shop. So this first guy comes into his shop, and then all of a sudden he becomes, you know, all-knowing, all-seeing, like an oracle about Ostarine. Which I don't think is, it's right. You know, don't have a misinformed opinion. Have an opinion, but have an educated opinion. And this is what this channel is about. Yeah. So I would strongly suggest that anybody out there, you guys, who have an opinion, who know anything better than I do, which this is what I'm looking for. I'm here to be proved wrong, if you like, you know, because I want you guys to tell me. But back it up with some research, back it up with some education, back it up with what you guys know or what you guys have experienced, because this is your channel. All right? That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to say this is the way it is and, you know, I know everything and you guys know nothing. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is I'm still trying to find out about this stuff. The same as you guys are obviously still trying to find out about this stuff. All right? I want to know how it's going to affect us. You guys want to know how it's going to affect you. So therefore we do it together. Yeah? If you have any comments or anything like that, please leave it below. Again, I'm going to refer back to Paul. Paul's been having certain issues with Ostarine, or he feels it's the Ostarine, which is fine. Again, that's Paul's opinion. That's an educated opinion because he's been using it. Okay? I don't know if there's anything else that's happened in Paul's life. I don't know if there is, you know, if Paul is on any medication or anything like that. I'm not suggesting that he is. I'm just saying I don't know if what's going on in Paul's life. Okay? But he's still making an educated decision over this. All right? That's what I want you guys to be. Educated. Hence the reason for this channel. We're getting low on time because otherwise if it's over 15 minutes, I don't get to put it up on YouTube. So stay safe, guys. Be careful. All right? Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends all about the channel, and I'll catch you soon. Take care.